This is TWiT.
I'll start with the least expensive thing, which would be the Grip It. This is something Andy Anako recommended, and I really like it. This is a clamp that will go on any size phone, so you don't have to, it's not designed for any specific phone. It can go bigger or smaller. It also has a really handy Velcro strap, which means you can handhold this as well. But mostly what you're going to do is put this on a tripod and put your phone in it, and then it'll give you a very secure grip on it. This is the Grip It, and oh, this is not very expensive, although it's machined aluminum. It's pretty nice. There are other companies like, well, I'll show you the Joby. They make their own kind of less fancy plastic grip vise thing. Both of these will screw onto a tripod. In this case, I'm using the Joby, and this is called the Grip Tight. Don't get confused. One, which is a really nice Joby stand. Joby's a sponsor, we should mention. But I bought this long before they were a sponsor. I've had every Joby ever. $35 for this, and I like it that it has magnetic feet. So it goes whoomp on any magnetic surface, but you can also bend the legs and give the camera any angle you want. When you add the little camera holder that works with any size camera, it's great. And notice the one I have, and this I recommend, has a Bluetooth dongle. You can slide it out. It's actually attached to it, so you never lose it. But that will pair to your phone, and it lets you take selfies from a distance. That could be your remote control. You could put this somewhere, walk away from it, and take selfies. It's really nice to have something small and compact that you can carry with you for those kind of, you know, having a tripod makes a big difference in dark shots and so forth. Now, this is another way you could do it, of course. This is the selfie stick, and there's lots of different selfie sticks. This one actually came with my Yi Action Cam. It also has a Bluetooth. That's one thing you got to remember with selfie sticks. Your camera's way out there. You need some way to trigger it. Some of them plug into the sound jack and have a wire going up. I like the wireless. This one also has a nice locking mechanism. So when you unlock it, you could slide it out. And then once it's in the position that you want it to be, and it could be pretty far, you lock it back up again, and it's not going to slide in. And you give me a wide shot, Kevin. There you go. So you can, you know, this would be great if you were going to film the show, right? And you put the camera in here, and you just like held it. I don't want to do that.
We should film the show that way. Then we wouldn't need all these see these cameras.
I wouldn't have to tell Kevin what to do. I could just point it like that, right? Isn't that cool? Selfie sticks come in all sorts of varieties. Some of them are as cheap as a $2 umbrella, you know, just like kind of an extending metal thing. This is a little bit fancier, but there are a variety of manufacturers. I like the idea of locking. Look for one that has Bluetooth support, and because it locks like that, it's really compact. And yeah, there you go. That's the eCam selfie stick, $45 with the Bluetooth remote. A little pricey for a selfie stick. One more thing, well, two more things in the camera range. You're going to want lights. We've talked about the Lume Cube before. As with many of these devices, this is another Andy Anako recommendation. This is a little battery-powered, and I've been charging it by a micro USB. It has a, you can't, if you unscrew the port, it's waterproof, by the way. You could take this and dive with it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it has a screw-in cover for the USB port.
That makes sense.
And you can also, well, I won't do it, but you can also put in a tripod. And then it's a very bright light, and don't look at it here. I'm going to shine it. I'm going to shine it this way. Yeah. Actually, we may not have charged it enough. It had decharged. Yeah, there it is. Whoops. So it can do two things. This is the Lume Cube. One is a static light. So show a shot of Megan, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if you really
look at that. Look at that.
And it's nice to have it off axis. Yeah. Now, we're not set for that, but your camera will say, oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, how about that? Oh, yeah. So it's a little blue. It's an LED, as you can see, but your camera will automatically adjust for that. You can turn the lights back on. That's not a good look.
No, there was one there that was perfect.
It's got three forms of brightness. This thing can get, go ahead and give the wide, because I don't want to blind you. This can get very, very bright. It also has a flash mode, so you pair it with your phone, and it'll do an intermittent one. So if you don't want to blind your model, it's like a flash.
Don't blind me.
It's like a flash cube for your camera phone. Isn't that cool? And this is light and easy to carry around. Not inexpensive. I think it's about $100. Is that right, Kevin? Oh no, only $80.
What
Balloon
what I love about all of these gifts is if someone is really inspired, if they have a passion, if they want to create content, these are good little gifts to add so it's not so expensive for them to get started on their own.
And it's inspiring, and you already have a great camera. That's the point. If you have an iPhone, you have such a good camera. It's nice to have these little accessories instead of going out and buying a separate camera. Now, this is not inexpensive. This is expensive. It comes from the DJI folks who do the Phantom quadcopter. This is called the DJI Osmo, and it's the same technology that they use in their quadcopter. I have it on a stand, which is actually very handy. That's an additional cost. But it's the same idea as the gimbal in their quadcopter, but it's designed to hold a camera phone. Now, a gimbal, the idea of a gimbal is it uses, you got to put it in and then screw down the clamps. It uses, it's active. It's got, I'm going to turn on the power, so you have to charge this up. And then watch that. Look at that. It's active. So if you give me the wide so I can, so one of the things you can do is you see, if I were running, it would actively stabilize it. You also have controls to turn it. So you can pan, you can tilt. It has all of those controls. It also has buttons on the one side for video and single shot. And the trigger is really cool. So what I'm going to do is get you in the shot here, like this. And then I'm going to press the trigger, and that's going to lock you in. So as I move, it stays stable on you. That's kind of an amazing gimbal feature. So you'd use that if you were running. Let's say you're running and I'm following you. I can run along behind you and get a very stable shot. Now, this is not cheap. This is expensive. This is kind of a more advanced kind of video stabilization, the Osmo from DJI. But I have to say, very, very cool. And you do have to charge it. It'll go several hours on a single charge. How much is that, Kevin? I think it's like $400, $500. Yeah, $539. It's not cheap. And then there's additional if you want the stand and things like that. The stand is handy because you can keep it around on your desk and be ready to use it. So that's our camera gear. Well, I'll do one more. Should I do one more?
One more thing.
One more. I got so many things. This is the DxO1. This is, okay, so now you have a great camera on your iPhone.
Yes, you do.
This is an even better camera. One of the problems all camera phones suffer from is the Ring video doorbell ringing in the middle of your show. No, one thing all camera phones suffer from is you can't put a big sensor in there, right? You have to use a small sensor because, well, you don't have room. So this is a 1-inch sensor, much more like a kind of professional point and shoot that you connect. And I love this. Watch. There's the slider protects the lens, and if you slide it one more step, you're going to see the lightning jack pops out, and now I can connect it. I love this, to my phone. You can tilt it so you can get whatever shot you want. Actually, let me connect it. You can also do selfies, so you can connect it either way to the lightning port. And now, using the DxO software, you've got a very nice 1-inch sensor camera attached to your iPhone. So all the benefits of the iPhone's internet connection, the software you can use to modify pictures, instant posting to Instagram, but a 1-inch high-quality sensor. This is from the same people who do the DxO Mark camera phone ratings. This is their product, the DxO1. Again, I took a page from you. I went up in price. This is $500, but it does improve the quality of your photos. I have to say, I don't use it that often because, frankly, the iPhone, especially the newer iPhones, the 8 and the 10, cameras are so good, I rarely feel the need. But you were talking about your daughter's soccer game where it was at night and the lights. And this is where a 1-inch sensor is going to do a better job than the tiny sensor in low light situations, things like that.
So I'll borrow that for the
next game. It will also
game.
shoot video. That's the DxO.
So did you bring that on vacation? Like, are some of your vacation photos taken with that?
Well, I did bring it on vacation along with all my other cameras. And I tell you, some of the best photos I've taken are just taken straight out of the iPhone. They're pretty darn good.